is watching porn bad? Will it turn me into an addict? This is a question that I get asked very often. I'm a clinical sexologist with a doctorate in human sexuality. I'm Martha, and I'm from Eros Coaching. That's eroscoaching.com. So porn, we all know what porn is. Porn is when you watch and see actors having sex. And it could be a man, it could be a woman, it could be a man, woman, it could be woman, woman, man, man, and so on and so forth. It could be group sex. And porn usually is explicit. It's they're naked, and usually these people are performers. And we can find porn online, and a lot of it is free as well. With modern day technology, we can pretty much find porn on our phone as well. So it's definitely accessible. Just because you watch it doesn't mean that you become an addict. According to the DSM-5 guide, which stands for the Diagnostical Statistical Manual, this manual is really important to talk about because this manual defines what are psychiatric disorders, and this manual is also the basis in which a lot of insurance companies operate from. So if you are not having a condition that is insurance companies regard as something that is serious, then you get the insurance coverage. So when we look into the DSM guide, which has a lot of researchers and academics going into what should go into this manual, sex addiction and porn is not in it. And the reason it's not in it is because porn watching and having lots of sex by itself is not an addiction, it's not a problem. The people who are compulsive about their sexual behavior are actually people who have compulsive tendencies in themselves. And what this means is that they have tendencies to have more addictive behaviors, for instance, to alcohol, to drugs, to smoking, to what we consider as vices. And these people get hooked onto something a lot more easily than other people. For the majority of us, we don't have this kind of compulsive tendencies, and therefore we are not susceptible to become sex addicts or porn addicts. Porn has a bad name because often it is targeted at men by men. There is also ethical porn that a lot of people don't know about, and this is by women for women, or this is also ethical in the sense that all the actors have negotiated all the sexual acts, all of them are fairly paid. And this kind of porn will make you feel better about watching it because you know that these people are not doing this from the place of being victimized. A lot of it is distasteful for women, especially because usually the star of the show is the man, and the sexual act ends the moment the man ejaculates. And that doesn't make you feel really good about yourself as a woman. It makes you feel like an object. Just as women are treated as objects, the man in porn is also treated as objects because they really just following what the industry demands. And so when we talk about porn being bad, we need to be thinking about all these things, such as there's no such thing as porn addiction, and that actually different kinds of genres and porn that one can have access to. And we also want to be thinking about the fact that a lot of people are getting their sex education from porn due to the fact that there's a lack of enough sex education around the world. Even though there are many sex educators around the world, I have many colleagues who do a lot of excellent work, and I'm very proud to be calling them colleagues. Even then, we all have challenges in terms of how we do all this good work, and still we come across people who have suffered because they didn't have access to accurate information, and therefore they had misconceptions, which led to a lot of suffering. And a lot of times, if only we had more information, then we wouldn't have gotten stuck in certain kinds of beliefs. So porn does have a function of providing some form of sex education, whatever you want to say. It does have some element of it. And sometimes it's also easier to see something as opposed to read about it, because it can leave you quite confused, like what exactly is going on. So this is what I have to say about porn. I don't think porn is bad per se. I think it's very important to recognize that porn is very much like what we see of Hollywood movies. It's entertainment. How can anyone go through glass and not have blood? You only see this in Hollywood movies. And similarly in porn, you see all these people who can last for seemingly half an hour because they're actors, they're sex athletes. And then we look at ourselves and go, oh, I don't look like that. I can't last so long. I can't screw like this. And then we start thinking that we're not normal. So I want you to know that you have to take this with a pinch of salt. This is supposed to be entertainment. Don't take everything so freaking serious and then get caught out with it. I know it's easy to say, but if you've been exposed to a lot of porn, this becomes your reality, and this becomes something that you think is what is common and normal. And I'm here to tell you a lot of it is not. A lot of it is not. Okay, so I've said quite a lot about porn, and I feel I need to end this video. If you have any further questions, you can approach me at ask@eroscoaching.com. This has been Dr. Martha Tara Lee of Eros Coaching. And in the meantime, stay well. And I love you guys, and I want you to know that I'm making all these videos because I want to support as many people as I can. So do know that somebody has your back.